Hello everybody, I'm Bateswolf and welcome back to another episode of Dark Souls 3. Post-recording, post-commentary, yes it is, again. We are back at Archdragon Keep, I was just gonna say. Am I even right with that? Blind playthrough, let's remember. As I always like to reiterate again and again and again. But yeah, hello everyone, I will, gesture there for you as the character normally would. But yeah, back with another post-recording. This episode will be post-recording, of course. Hence what I've just said. And the episode after this will also be the same because, as I mentioned in the previous episode, we recorded 3 episodes in a row and looked at my mic. It was off the whole damn time. That sucks. But, I've not put up the previous episode yet by the time I'm doing this post-recording, so hopefully you guys ended up enjoying that. Otherwise, you probably won't enjoy this. However, that being said, all is good, all is good. I'm back at it again. Not playing this time, though. Just watching and doing the post-recording. It's fun, to be honest. This is actually quite interesting. The post-recording stuff can actually be quite a change of pace, a bit of a break, quite refreshing, which is pretty damn nice. But I think, of course, for the majority of my channel in the future, it's just going to continue being live commentary, as it always has been, apart from the occasional edited video, which of course makes sense. But like the Dark Souls PvP stuff, that was post-recording. And what else have I made? Green Souls, I did that video based on Epic Name Bros stream. Probably my proudest video to date, just because of the amount of editing that I had to put into that, and I learnt a lot doing it, which was great at the same time. But yeah, for the most part, what the hell is under me right now? It's my phone. Okay. For the most part, of course, we'll continue with live commentary. And you know what? Here, I do walk around a little bit, and it's mainly just because, like, as you can see, I'm trying to take in the environment, commentating on the game here as well, of course. Trying to take in the environment, just paying attention to my surroundings. You know how I like to soak it all up. I think we did a lot of that in the Bloodborne blind playthrough as well. I just like to have a good look around sometimes, just to, take it all in, as I've said, so that's pretty much what we're doing here. Sometimes as well I get distracted while streaming. Not streaming, well that as well, but while recording. You may not realise because, I think I keep it moving quite nicely, but sometimes something will pop into my head and I'll just, I'll think about it for a moment, and then just keep it going, I don't know. But, I don't know, that is what it is, it's all good. And I think a little bit of that happened here actually. Yeah, like I was daydreaming about, oh, what's this? But at the same time, of course, I was paying great attention to the game and whatnot, and commentating as I usually would. But regardless, that's basically what's happening here. We're having a good look around, and that's that. And I do decide to pull up this gate here. Going in, this is where things got real. Oh my god, this episode was so good. In fact, it would have probably been one of my favourites had the recording stayed without losing it. The commentary, that is. It would have been, it was actually one of my favourites. We spoke about so much good stuff, and like I said in the last episode, I will point out the biggest points, but there's no way I can replicate the hype on the, on the post commentary, but I will, the enthusiasm will probably come again when we get to what I start talking about. Because I was absolutely buzzing over this stuff. But yeah, still taking in the surroundings right now. We do eventually go in there, of course. I'm admiring that tower up there at the minute. It kind of looks like a Roman Colosseum structure to a certain degree. Always looks quite interesting. I mean, it's not like the Colosseum, but the dome type, aspect of it, and the windows in the side of, like, that ground level, as you could kind of see a moment ago. It reminded me of kind of Roman architecture, which looks quite nice. Many European architectures, actually, but either way, that's what I was doing there. And, of course, killing the enemies and grabbing the item as well, as we took a look around the corner there. At this point, I'm even looking at, oh, that's quite a nice mechanism. It's on a spinning wheel, it's on a wheel, quite a unique contraption, on a plate, I should say. Very cool. And this, I got a glimpse of those statues, man, and I was like, hold up. I will put this theory towards you guys, by the way, again. I say again because I lost the previous commentary. You're going to have to put up with me saying that. But, of course, then the Ancient Wyvern comes down. I'm like, what's going on? He flies over the top. Things go crazy. And I'm here whacking him. And then I see 31 damage and I start kicking him. Because I'm like, what the hell is going on? And we think there must be something else to it. There must be something else. So I think I go to the bell here. Yeah, just to try and ring it just to see if... You know, with some boss fights in the Soul series, there's... environmental interactions that can help you out in the boss fight. Just as an example, breaking the crystal against Seath, and so on and so forth, things like that. Even start testing fire on him now as well. Yep, against the dragon. 5 head, big brain. Probably not going to work. But you don't know unless you try, right? So I was checking the bell for that. Didn't end up working. And down here, I'm like, I'm still stuck on the thought. I'm thinking, what is going on with that? And then, you know, we pull back our concentration onto the dragon and try and fight him. And I was thinking as well during this, and in fact I explained it, there must be something else. It can't just be normal to fight him like this. You can already tell from the damage. Like when you fight Vendrick without any of the thingamabobs in Dark Souls 2, you can just tell by the damage that something isn't right and there's more to it. You get more of a chunk there, because I think we hit his main body or his tail or something like that, but his feet, those talons that he's got right there, incredibly protective, so I'll start trying to aim for the tail after this point. You can see the level continues down there. I also debate during this commentary whether or not I should just run and continue, you know, see if there's another way around this that we're meant to do it. And yeah, but I do hang around here a bit with him and just try and kill him. I'm debating myself, should I go? Should I stay or should I go? No, but that's pretty much what I was thinking while we're fighting this guy. But I do persist with this for a little bit, I believe. So that's basically what's going on. And these statues, I will say, it struck me immediately when I saw it. In fact, I didn't mention before we came through the gate, I caught a glimpse of it as I went around the side to get the item and saw it, and I was like, whoa, I caught it immediately. Okay, you ready? I will expand on that theory when the time comes, because they actually do stand around in this episode for a bit. A touch later, discussing this. So we will explore that topic then. Like I said, I could be wrong with this theory, I'm putting it out there now. To you guys before I start explaining what I'm talking about. Or could be wrong with the theory, it could just be another wild theory. I think with some predictions in this game, going off the information that we've been given, I've been right with some things that I've said, but I've been wrong with others. You know, that's the way it goes, right? That's just the way it goes, but I do like to theorise, as you guys are very familiar with. And in fact, I've had, you know, compliments for that in the past from you guys, so that's nice. But yeah, we will elaborate more on that once the time comes. Additionally, what was I going to say right there? Yeah, you see, I actually come back and fight this guy for a little bit as well instead of proceeding. I'm like, oh, let's just do it from there. But I do eventually, you know, think better of it and kind of shift on a little bit. Once again, I'm of course watching as we're playing here as well, as we're going through this, the game. But, yeah, that is that. And of course with theories, itchy nose, especially in games as big as this, that's some of the beautiful thing about it. I can't remember exactly the way I put it during the recording. I think there was more to it than that. There was more to it than just, you know, what I've just said there and what I'm about to say. But I can't remember exactly how I put it. I elaborated on it pretty well during the live commentary, but you know, needs must. What can you do? We're going to have to do it now. But yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about the game. These games, they're so deep. There's so much to them, and you know, there's so many elements to the game in various ways, and ways that you can interpret things, whether it's for right or wrong, or whether it's unanswered. I feel like you can never go, that's what I said, I feel like you can never go wrong saying something, even if it might sound stupid, which this may very well be, or even if you think you're wrong, you know, you might be a bit nervous about being daft. Sorry, I ate not long ago. I'm getting the hiccups a little bit because I'm talking quite a lot right now, and burping of course. But yeah, that's that at least. Never mind. But yeah, you should never feel, you know, silly or scared to say something that you're thinking, because who knows, you may very well be right, or it might open up different perspectives on things that other people may not get considered. And I'm not saying this is one of them things. I'm sure people already know the answers because, you know, the game came out years ago. But considering we're still running blind, I'm allowed to theory on the, you know, theorize on the fly, which I very much love. So yeah, never be worried about, you know, speculating about something, because there's so much scope for it in these games, the Souls games, and that's one of the things that I love about them. It's one of the things that so many people love about them, and I'll continue to love forever about these games. Of course, answers get revealed over time and whatnot, but as you're playing blind and going through for the first time, it really allows you to unlock first impressions, and I love that. And that's basically the point that I made during the recording. There's so much to them. It's so good just to theorize and dream about what may very well be. Just so damn cool to me. I love it. I'm sure you folks do too. But yeah, here we are. We're approaching the bridge, and I knew it. The second we come along this big open bridge, I knew he was going to fly back up to me. We saw him while I was stood back up there. We saw him kind of chilling, just sat back where he was, where he landed. I knew he'd end up flying back up here when we approach this bridge. So I just make a beeline for it. We're against, see the pullback just about missed us there. Such a cool detail. And he catches us with a launch as well. I describe this guy as Azog the Defiler. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen The Hobbit or read The Hobbit. But in fact, is that even, it's been a while since I've read The Hobbit, is that even described in that? His weaponry when he's fighting Thorin? I can't remember. I need to read it again. Or if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about for sure. And much earlier, you saw us looking up when we were fighting him originally. We saw that item up there, so we thought, oh, there must be a way to get up there. I see the level open up, and I realised there must be some kind of plunging attack, right? Wait for it, wait for it. I was so giddy, I was so excited, I just went just right off the side, just jumped right off to it, and yeah, at Dragon Peak, that's it, not Castle. Peak. I ended up, you know, getting too giddy for my own good, and I ended up leaping right off the freaking edge there. Anyway, but you know, that's is what it is. You know, really, there's not much I could do there. I'm still looking at it. I'm still looking at it. It's got to be what I'm thinking, and I was teasing it throughout this entire episode up until the point where we actually do explain ourselves. I'm getting every chance I can to look at that guy. Oh my god. I'm sure many people clocked that when they first came to this area, and probably came up with the same idea that I got, but man, it's just so damn freaking cool. Another piece of commentary that I detailed here was the fact that the way the level opens up like this, such a cool design choice. Well done, Dark Souls 3 and FromSoft for doing this. I love how you've got a fight here, a boss fight, but the room carries on through more than just a room in a sense. It's actual like level progression going through this area. Managed to avoid Azog there, and it actually progresses and wraps up, and you can continue the level while the dragon's, you know, attacking you. And it's just like those medieval, you know, stories or, you know, books or films, shows that you've read. I don't know how he caught me with that, but I gave him props for it. That was insane throw. Must have massive arms. But okay, we go up there for that, the item first, that's right. But yeah, I love it. I can't remember to, I mean, I mustn't forget to, you know, explain that. I love how it's like, you may have seen it in movies or films where like you've got a kingdom and the dragon's ravaging it, and he's kind of like, as you're making your way through the level, he's attacking you and trying to get you through different parts of the level. So cool, such cool design. Massive props Dark Souls 3 for that, it was awesome. Look at him going crazy as well. This was so insanely cool, man. Oh my god, look at that! Oh, I love that kill, that plunging attack. It's so brutal, but so damn cool at the same time. My god, that was crazy. I absolutely loved that plunging attack and the fact that that took place there. Ember restored. Yeah, I love that fight. That was so damn cool. Technically, you know, not the most interesting boss in the sense that it's just like a dragon, but that's still cool, don't get me wrong. However, it's just increased, you know, it's made its depth is extended so much because of what you can do with the environment and the plunging attack and everything going on around it with the enemies, the architecture, the bridge, the different platforms that's going on. It's emphasized by that. It's made into a really good, solid boss fight. Really enjoyable. And here I've got like 140k, so we bounce back to filing. So damn cool. Really fun. I had a lot of fun with that. Fire link. Where do we go here? Oh, we're looking for the... Yeah, the Firekeeper to level up. I do rant on a little bit here as well about...
Ashen One, if when thou peerest upon the first flame, thou wishest yet for a world without fire, for an end to the linking of the fire, then call upon me. I am a Firekeeper, and I tend the flame to the very end. Thou hast given me eyes, and such it was they showed me.
I do some talking here about the dialogues, and I mixed it up a little bit actually during the live commentary, but I do end up rectifying it because I realised what I'd said and the way that I interpreted it wrong. The Firekeeper's eyes, I was wondering whether this had
Very well, then
had affected the main dialogues, but we speak to her again in a moment and it makes sense to me. I know we broke this down a while back when we gave her the eyes initially, but I end up running over it again here, how she doesn't, now that we've given her eyes, she does, I think we're going to talk here again. I must be talking myself. About how we gave her eyes. She doesn't want to see the world kindled. Oh well, the flame linked again, because of course Dark Souls, the whole story of it, all the Souls, well, all the Dark Souls games, all three of them, work off this cycle of linking the fire to prolong the age of fire and the light in the world, to keep at bay the darkness, the age of darkness. Now that she's got eyes, she doesn't want to face watching that cycle, because as she said there, she tends to the fire eternally to the end. So she's going to see this cycle constantly go, and she's going to see greatness happen again with all the great light, and then bad, you know, the curse grow stronger again, and as it wraps back around to the age of darkness. And she doesn't want to see the cycle of things turn bad again, undead all over the place, darkness coming back in. It's too much for her to handle. She doesn't want to see the world fall again, and then recover, and then fall again, and you know, she can't face it. And then maybe not rise again, you know, because going beyond the games, you know, let's just say one could happen after and after again, even beyond this, with how beyond Dark Souls 3 with how it goes, or any of the previous games actually. The next undead may actually bring in the Age of Darkness purposely, and she wouldn't want to see the darkness then either, of course. So it's interesting, it really is, and that's pretty much what I'm talking about here. As all this is going on, really interesting stuff. I was wondering whether the eyes affected the key dialogues, but
Ashen One, kill me, and take these eyes away, before I am drawn into the darkness, seduced by the thin light, and the awful betrayal.
But yeah, then I realised, you know, I mean, it probably has affected the dialogues. I mean, it will have done, clearly, because now she says she's got eyes, and if we hadn't given them her, she wouldn't be saying that. But the core dialogues of the character, but I think that one there, maybe, or I guess I don't really know for sure because it's my first playthrough, but I'm assuming, you know, the dialogues will still be core. You'll still get the default ones, so to speak, as you talk to her. So she gives her opinion on that and so on and so forth. I don't know that for sure, I guess, but it seems like you would also get the core main dialogues if you hadn't found the eyes and given them to her. You'll also get those as well, you know, to get the talk with her and bits of information and whatnot. It's kind of hard for me to say for sure, though, like I said, because it's my first playthrough, but either way, that's my breakdown so far anyway. And I explained about the eyes and what she doesn't want to see and why and whatnot. That's what she's getting at there with all that stuff. So, managed to do an okay job of the breakdown again, I think.
Mayst thou thy peace
May
discover.
thou thy peace discover. And then the solemn walk back to the fire. The bonfire. She says she didn't want to be seduced out by the light as well, and the awful betrayal. That bit, I can't remember. Did I elaborate on that in this episode? I must have done, but I can't remember what I said about it.
Asher that thou hast given. Mayst thou...
Seduced by the light. Potentially, again, it could mean the prospect of seeing, you know, the world reborn again, seduced by it, or like it's all becoming great again, and she's been seduced by it, like it's all amazing. And then the awful betrayal of, you know, seeing badness go on in the world at the same time as well, maybe, or the betrayal of the light because the darkness always follows it. So that's how I interpret those dialogues to be. Interesting stuff, though. Core to not just Dark Souls 3, but the Souls games in general, the whole world of Dark Souls as a whole. Those dialogues and that piece of the story is totally integral to the story of all three games. The cycles, the progression of time, all that stuff. Awesome. Man, I loved this episode so much. I was having a great time recording it. Seriously, guys, I was so hype. I was buzzing. I loved it. Every bit of it. I clocked it right away. I guess I'll explain now, because this is what we were talking about here. Maybe a silly theory, but I don't think it is. I caught it immediately looking at him. This figure on the statue. The hair first of all, and the crown. Those being the two main points that I picked out here. Very, very, very reminiscent of Gwyn. Very reminiscent of Gwyn. There's no way I'm going to be able to replicate how well I did, like, talking through all this, but I'll do my best. But I did a stellar job in the live commentary. Yeah. Very reminiscent of Gwyn. The hair, the crown. And I was thinking about it, and then I was thinking, well, Gwyn's been gone a long time. It wouldn't make sense for this to be him, would it, necessarily? And then I thought, could it potentially be, and looking at the armor set as well, I actually look for the binoculars here and look at the armor set, because I always pay attention to the cutscene in Dark Souls 1, the opening. For whatever reason, I always like to, not analyze, but I always take a look at Gwyn's chest, and the armor, even his chest, is very reminiscent of the statue here as well. And of course we see it's not Gwyn's sword, which is another contributing factor to what I'm thinking. Now, could it be, at last, the question answered, the firstborn son of Gwyn? That's what I was thinking. I could be wrong. I hold my hands up. I could be. It might sound daft. But, it could be though, right? And, here we go. I take a look at his chest. It's kind of that face that you see on the front there. I think it is a bit different, but this kind of bit, before it goes onto his waist, is like pretty similar, and I guess the robage as well on the arms, and the, you know, the just the whole thing in general, the way it flows down to the back of him, like low, along his legs and that. Very reminiscent of Gwyn. So I was thinking about the firstborn son of Gwyn. And this guy came and interrupted me as well. Oh my god, it was a right scare when that happened. Um, but yeah, I was thinking about that. Of course, there's been many theories tossed around in the past regarding that topic. There was loads of speculation. Everyone was having the different ideas, but there was never really a clear-cut answer that ended up being, you know, truly proven or delivered. Because it was loads of it was speculation. You had people saying it was Oscar, you had people saying it was Artorias, you had people saying it was Soler, you had people saying it was Andre, you had people saying that he wasn't even in the game, and you know, there was countless theories. And to be fair, even if they were wrong, they were decent theories being put forward for any of the before mentioned people, and I may even be missing others there as well, but those were the key ones. I think that most people mentioned. But it was always speculative, which means, you know, he may have never even been in the game. Of course, you had Gwyndolin and Guinevere, the others, the other children of Gwyn, but the firstborn son never appeared. Now, could this be the answer to the, you know, what do you call it? The question, the long, you know, the long anticipated question to be answered. I know I mentioned that a couple of times in this video. I was like teasing it. Could this finally be, you know, the answer? We've actually finally got references to the firstborn son of Gwyn. Could this be him? And like, you can see me hanging around here for so long. I was rambling like crazy about it. I loved it. I was so incredibly hyped about this. It was unbelievable, and I still am. I still really am, as you can tell by my, you know, enthusiasm. Yeah, man, I was so hype about it, and you know, I was breaking it down left and right, just as we have been doing, and probably did a touch better job then, but I am retreading technically old ground now by doing it again, but you get the idea. I've put the main points forward there. It may very well could be. I may be right, may be wrong. It's one of those things, like I said. You know, always be happy with yourself, with your theories and speculation, you know. We do get a ring ahead here as well. We do read that message to get the guy pointing us in the right direction. But still, I know where he's pointing, I can see it, but I was still taking a look around anyway, what's going on. And even without that message, I reckon we would have found this, because we do like take a look around, you know, places and look off the edge and look in little nooks and crannies, and we do find another ring of steel protection there, which is awesome. Very cool. I love the architecture there on the right hand side. You know, the woodwork on the side of the building, the platforms, really nice. But yeah, this guy, man, different sword, yes, but there's nothing saying that he needs to use or replicate his father's sword. It is very different, but the hairstyle, the crown and the armor just makes me think, you know, what else can it be? You know, Gwyn's long gone by now, like I said. Admittedly, it could be... no, it couldn't. Maybe Gwyn... In fact, I don't even think I touched on this. Gwyn in his youth, during his, you know, mightiest stage, but it didn't quite fit with me. And of course, there's no... So I tended to lean towards the... In fact, I've actually just thought of that. It could actually be Gwyn in his youth at his mightiest stage, because you only fight him in Dark Souls 1 when he's, you know, hollowed out. He's just a husk of what he once was. Lord of Cinder, not of sunlight and fire and flame and everything. You know, he's diminished heavily through the linking of the flame. So maybe it could be a different place in the world that we just didn't see in Dark Souls 1. So you know, these could be statues of him when he was younger. Who knows? But with the whole theming of the passage of time, rising and falling of kingdoms, it's hard to believe that so much time has passed through the games that, you know, surely you'd think this place has changed over time as well, so maybe it wouldn't still hold the thingies of the statues and, you know, hints towards, you know, statues and, how do I say it, and statues and commemorations towards Gwyn. That's why I think it's the firstborn son. Really cool stuff, though. I was super hype about that. Yeah, man, I loved it. I'm trying to think of something else to say because I feel like there was more. But no, that's pretty much it. I think we touched all the parts there. And yeah, the different sword as well. He may not have used the same sword back then, if it is Gwyn, but moving over from that, because I do believe it's the firstborn, because he is, you know, visually different as well, slightly at the same time. But very reminiscent, and there's no saying that the son needs to wield the same sword as his father, and so on and so forth. Armor set is a bit different as well, but still kind of taking after his dad in a way. It's got to be, man. There's too many things pointing towards it. Just from what we're seeing there, it's statues of the firstborn son. Such a cool like nod back to Dark Souls 1, and I'm finding it hard not to say too much because we'll need to expand further on the next episode, and I'm sure some of you guys know what that means already. But yeah, such a nice nod, because at this point I didn't know, so I didn't know what was to come. You see what I'm kind of saying here? But doing this now, I know more because I've seen the next episode, so I'm trying to turn it back a notch, just to try and save a little bit of that. But yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm saying here and what I'm getting at. But yeah, I found it at this stage to be such a cool nod back to, you know, like Dark Souls 1 and whatnot, and you know, showing, like, giving some visualization and reference back to the firstborn son and Gwyn himself. It's so damn cool. I love that. That's pretty much what I had to say about it. So damn amazing. And of course, in the next episode, we will elaborate further as well, for sure. And rightly so. You'll see why. Here as well, I think I was trying to look at these guys' feet. I was talking about the scales. You know, they kind of look... I was speaking about these, actually, because we're in, like, this temple right now. Super cool big dragon down there. By the way, he may have been, you know, one of the leading... Here we go, yeah. Fighting this guy as well that got summoned in by the sorceress-type person. And I think these are coming in to protect the shrine as well, these guys. That's the way I interpret this. But these guys are coming in to defend the shrine. Still followers of the Path of the Dragon. Boom, take that. You love that hit though, right? But yeah, as well as that, it's kind of like a temple. It's the real hub of those that follows that path, that following, that cult, the Path of the Dragon. And you see all the candles set up around the place, little offerings and gestures, and all the dragon corpses here as well. Super cool. And also those snake type people with the head wraps on. Oh god, yeah, the Dragon Slayer spear as well. There's so much that I rambled on about Gwyn and his son a little bit much there, but because we're moving on, and I was talking about other things at this stage, but yeah, there's still a lot to talk about. God damn. But yeah, we do find the Dragon Slayer spear there. Super cool. So once again, more references to Gwyn and the family. You know, of course, Ornstein was the leader of Gwyn's knights. He was the head of command. Which is why he was actually one of the reasons why he was tasked with, you know, defending Anor Londo. And very suitable to be in this area as well. This is a point that I do make. You see how it's like a dragon temple? And of course, you know from the first game what happened with Gwyn and the other lords and Ornstein, the knights, and against the dragons. Did Gwyn bring his posse here to clear out the Path of the Dragon? Super interesting. Like, the lore in this episode that was really being delivered was on point. I loved it. Crossbeam associated with Ornstein the Dragon Slayer, a weapon of the gods imbued with the strength of lightning. Two-handed thrust utilizes the support of the cross and requires great might, but can pierce deep into the flesh of dragons and send mere men flying. I got to read that because I was reading over it during the damn commentary as well. So just to give you guys a vocal reading there. There you go. So yeah, I pictured at that stage, like, did Gwyn actually come here with, you know, like long ago, of course, or maybe something happened since with other followers of Gwyn. Did they come here to continue his work. Like maybe it was, you know, Gwyn himself back in the day, if this place had still existed then and it was hidden out the way. Or did it happen since, with those that still remained loyal to Gwyn come here and clear out the Dragon Temple? Because you see all the corpses in there. Did they actually come here and slaughter them all? More hinting towards that with the Dragon Slayer spear as well. There was so much cool stuff being referenced in this episode. It was unreal. I loved recording this. I was hype as hell. Even here with the shield, not related to Dark Souls, but I'm looking at the design again. The design on the front is definitely different, but does it remind you of any? There you go, you get a good look at it there. I turned the camera purposefully. Looking at the shape and size of it and everything, it looks like a hint back to... And I forgot the name of the shield during the actual recording as well. The shield from Demon Souls. I think you get it in the Shrine of Storms from what I can remember. It's been a while, to be honest, and I forgot the name of it, like I said. Might have something to do with the Adjudicator as well, actually. But regardless of that, it looks like a nod back to that. I mean, may not be. It's a different game. But they have made references in Dark Souls 3 to numerous things from the previous games, so, and unrelated games. But, you know, as we've seen through the playthrough. But yeah, it seemed like it very well could have been, excuse me, very well could have been a reference back to that shield from Demon Souls. I love it. I love the way that shield looks. Looks freaking awesome. So I really enjoyed picking that apart as well and taking a look at that. But going back to the dragons in there, one thing that I wanted to talk about with these snake people, were these kind of the way that I once again interpreted it. You're going to hear the word interpret a lot during this, it seems. Then again, you probably already have. But, you know, because you've watched this far. But were these like the caretakers? That's the way I interpret it to be. Were these the caretakers for the dragons? You know, followers that maybe... That's why I was looking at the scaly feet back in there, because... Yeah, they are kind of snakish, they're not dragons, but were they partially, you know, on the way to becoming dragon form? You know, partway through the transformation, but never made it? Or were these just, you know, caretakers for the shrine, you know, clean up, you know, serve the dragons and so on? And those that desired to be dragons, so on and so forth. I don't know, I found that to be a pretty interesting point. That's kind of what they look like to me. And I love, like I said before, I'm looking in that courtyard there as well. It looked super cool. I wanted to get in there when we was on the gate on the other end there, back before. Big open courtyard type fighting pit kind of arena. Super cool looking. It does kind of look like a boss room, I must say. But yeah, super interesting. I was really liking to get a good look through in there, and like I said, back near the gate I wanted to get in. I was trying to look around. Very fun stuff, very cool looking. I thought this thing was going to break as well, or something was going to happen when we walked across there. But yeah, that's that. I get another surprise here as well. I'm like, Crystal Lizard, awesome. And then go the other way. That's right. In a minute, we'll see it in a minute. There they are, look, the big, like, crystal lizards, but with no crystal on them. So I was thinking, here are these, and I love the way they move. They're so cute at the same time, these bigger ones. And I was thinking, could these be old ones that have just, not old ones like in Bloodborne, different. I don't mean the celestial gods. I mean, you know, all the lizards that have lost the sparkle and, you know, grown to a larger size. Maybe a different kind of breed. But I kind of saw these as the grandparents of the group, you know, bigger crystal lizards, but, you know, they've withered and they've only got the stony effect now. No more sparkle from the crystal, but... And look at the way he's trying to waddle along that. I found these to be so cute as well at the time. But yeah, super interesting how you see this different kind of lizard. I like to think that they're older ones. I hope so, at least. It could be a different breed for all I know as well, but I do like to think they're the older ones. That was quite neat. But going back to the Dragon Palace back there, I loved seeing all the candles set up. You really got the feeling as if you was in like this cult, this religion, this following of the dragon. And here comes another one, my goodness. Super cool stuff. And yeah, I love seeing the candles. It really gave you the. It was quite atmospheric, actually, I must say. It was cool to see them all. You know, the dragons, or those that have followed the path of the dragon, are no longer. You know, they're all dead in there. You know, set up, and you've got the caretakers, the candles set up, all the little trinkets to pay respects to them. And I get trapped here as well. I'm like, if I die here, it's gonna be a bit of an awkward one, but I do end up getting out of there. Man, but yeah, I loved that dragon temple, and I saw the big one near where the invader came in, one of the protectors. Not really an invader, but those that were summoned to defend the palace. Where they came in, it was kind of a bigger one in the room. He might have been one of the prominent figures in the area. It was just, there was so much to it. There's so much thought put into this area, it feels like. I love it. It's so damn cool. So glad I came here as well, for sure. Super happy that I made it back here, and yeah, awesome. Super happy that I managed to get the chance to come here and explore it all. It seriously was a blast to record. After we managed to find our way, quite nice. Managed to find our way here with a touch in the point direction from you guys, so thank you. And additionally, we do actually get a sweet surprise here as well. Whenever I see a repair, I always think of it. I always think of it, and we, you know, we actually get the weapon drop here, and it looks quite sweet. And I saw like a bit of a name flash up. What was it? What was it, I wonder? Where are those damn repairs? Ricard's repair. Awesome. A strikingly decorative rapier of the undead prince spoken of in ancient stories. Although many of the tales surrounding the prince are questionable, this thrusting weapon suggests that the stories of his grateful technique were in fact true. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. My goodness. Love it. I love it. I think that was a little bit of a hint at the Souls community there as well, how everyone likes to theorize about stuff. Many of the tales surrounding this prince are questionable. People were theorizing who's Ricard and all that stuff. And they even give us the nod there and say many of what was spoken about was actually true. So well done to you guys, us, all of us Souls people. Super cool stuff. Great note, great note. Come back down here and light that bonfire. I will just give my outro here real quick, as we are approaching the end very fastly. Thank you very much for watching all. You know, just so we don't do it right at the end and clip it out, but you get the point. Thank you very much for watching all. Much appreciated. This has once again been Matt, otherwise known as Beta Wolf. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. If not, no hard feelings. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. But man, this episode was a blast. I love it. It was awesome. I hope you guys had a great time as well. I'll see you in the next one. I love it. I can't wait to do the commentary for the next one too. Love yous. See you later. Thank you so much. Just waiting to the point where we get to the end here. I said I'll check the bell next time. We will do that. Looking at my watch. What's going on? Awesome. Fantastic. Oh, here we go. We know when it's ending. Goodbye.